¿Necesitas carro hoy, pero el crédito te detiene? En Méndez Auto Sales te ayudamos. Compra aquí y paga aquí con aprobaciones fáciles, pagos accesibles y carros listos para manejar hoy mismo. 2022 East Gentry Parkway en Tyler o llama al 903-597-4314. Méndez Auto Sales. Buenos carros, buena gente y financiamiento fácil.
Wanted to be able to reach every pocket of the community. And really showing that Stuart, that he's not just a candidate, but that he is a community member just like the rest of us. He lives in Tyler just like the rest of us. His family's here, his children is here. So really thankful for the opportunity for you all bringing here. I mean, I know you have busy schedules, you have to work, but feel free. He's gonna talk about himself, but then feel free to ask him some questions, ask him hard questions. No, I'm just kidding. Don't ask him anything crazy because I'm kidding. But ask him some of those hard questions.
Clint's here to fact check me.
This is your opportunity to ask him not maybe what you're just thinking, but your friends are thinking, your household is thinking, your community is thinking. So thank you for giving us this time. Thank you for allowing us to have this opportunity. And I'll pass it along to Stuart.
Thank you, Maria. I appreciate it. Erica, thank you very much for having me this morning and having this organized. This is great to be able to be in front of you this morning, tell you a little bit about myself, a little bit about my campaign and my vision for the city. So I'm a Tylerite. I was not born here, but I got here as quickly as possible. I was born in Houston, only lived there for 2 years though, so if you ask me what Houston was like, I have no idea. I was only 2. But I've been here since, went preschool through high school here, First Christian Church, Rice Elementary, Hubbard Middle School, and then what was then Robert E. Lee, now Legacy. Graduated 1 year before Clint. Clint, thank you for being here today. It's an honor to serve with you. I've known Councilman Childs since high school, and then went to Baylor, and he went to Baylor as well. And so we've spent a lot of time together. So now it's great to be able to serve with you on City Council and represent our community. After Baylor, I actually worked in Austin at the Capitol for a little bit. I had an internship my last semester at Baylor, and then that kind of dovetailed into staying down there and working full time. I did that till it was about February of 2006. Then I came back to Tyler, kind of consulted on 2 different campaigns. I did Joey Sieber's mayor's race, and then I helped Larry Durrett with his state rep campaign, and did that leading up to going to law school, which was September of 2006. Went to Oklahoma City for law school, and then after law school, came back and have been practicing law here in Tyler since 2009. I do a little bit of business-related work, transactional and litigation, and then some general civil litigation, small percentage of oil and gas, and then in the business stuff, there is a commercial real estate component every now and then. But mainly business-related stuff is the type of law that I practice. Excuse me. Started out with a couple firms, but in 2018, opened my own shop with one other guy, Micah Terry. Don't know if any of y'all know him, but he also has his own title company. So he does residential real estate. So we don't practice the same type of law, but him and I have been law partners since 2018. And our office is downtown here at the Plaza Tower. A little bit about my family. I've been married to my wife, Sarah, since August of 2012. We have 2 boys, a 10-year-old and a 6-year-old. So going into 5th grade, going into 1st grade. Both of them attend Jack. So we are a big proponent of our public education system here. I'm a firm believer that you have to have a strong independent school district and a strong public education system for your community. And so the more we can pour into that, the stronger our community will be. I think there's a place for private school. There's always, different niches and different families' needs. So that obviously plays a role. But I still think public school and our public education system is crucial for our community. So that's a little bit about me, a little bit about my family. So my campaign, pretty simple. I have 3 main pillars. The first one is smart, forward-thinking investments. The 2 examples I give for that are the Downtown Revitalization Project and then development on the West Loop. I think both projects are the types of projects that attract new businesses, attract new employees, and hopefully where we are able to retain that employment system and that talent here in our community. The reason I'm a proponent of both of those types of projects and attracting new businesses to town is we need to increase and expand our sales tax base. Not our sales tax rate is capped, but our sales tax base. When we increase our sales tax base, it spreads the burden out amongst everybody more, where it's not on individual property owners, where it's not just your property tax that is funding the city. If we have a large sales tax base, we're able to fund more projects. And so that means people coming into Tyler to shop, to visit, to eat, to stay at our hotels, not just people that live here, but people that are visiting here that contribute to our sales tax base. If we have an increased sales tax base, we're able to do more infrastructure projects, more quality of life projects, and then it snowballs and you attract more businesses and more people to Tyler. So I'm a big proponent of that kind of smart, forward-thinking investments to attract new businesses. I'm also a proponent for our fire and safety. Fire and police, our safety aspect. I've been endorsed by both our police department and our fire department. That's something that hasn't been new just because I'm running for mayor. I've been involved with both of them since serving on council. I started serving on council in 2021. I left that piece off earlier. But I've been on council since 2021 and have worked alongside both the police department and the fire department from day one. They've had the opportunity to work with both of us. Mr. Nick served on council 6 years ago, and I think it's a true testament that they have endorsed me, and not just endorsed me in the runoff, but endorsed me early on in the race, which I think shows my character, my commitment, and my work ethic, because they've had the opportunity to work with both of us, and they know here's the person that's going to stand alongside us in the good times and in the bad times. Here's the person that's going to be able to provide for us the tools and resources that we need. And so I'm thankful to have their support. And then third is a transparency component. I think there's a lot of things we're doing right at the city, but there's a lot of things that I think we can improve upon. We've recently done, hey, you come in if you want. We've recently done the Tyler Tomorrow Plan. Which is our forward-looking plan for 20, 30 years down the road. And it's a compilation of all stakeholders in the community, and all community members giving their thoughts and input on where we can see ourselves in 20, 30 years, whether it's infrastructure, whether it's housing, whether it's different city departments, all encompassing a 30-year plan down the road. And we had some public meetings at various locations, and we hired consultants to come in and help us with that project. But I think we could have taken it one step further. When they gave us ideas of where to have some public meetings, they're good places, like the Rose Garden Center, the Jenna Cove Room at the Chamber Building, City Hall, some of those places. But I think we could have taken it one step further. Obviously there's a lot of people that go to football games on Friday nights. Set up a booth at the football game. Set up a booth at the grocery store. Set up a booth at the mall. Where you can have a lot of touch points. I tell people we shouldn't be afraid to contact people. We shouldn't be afraid to have people ask us questions. So the more that we are out in the public, the more visible we are able to have those touch points where people are calling us, contacting us, coming up and asking us questions, whatever it may be. I think that's a good thing because I can't do my job effectively, whether I'm making a decision for my district or I'm making a decision for the city, if I don't know what residents want. Obviously I can make a decision, but if it's what the residents don't want, then I'm making the wrong decision. And so I need, resident input. I need community input. And so I think that transparency aspect we could take one step further. Same type of deal. We just did the Lake Tyler master plan, and we had some public meetings for that. But we could have more public meetings and be more open with some of that process. And then I think, I've learned a lot being on the campaign trail these past few months. Really the past year, but more so in the past few months, visiting different churches, visiting different church groups, having, breakfast meetings like this, lunch meetings, and dinner meetings. And there's a lot of things that, I don't know what I don't know. And if I don't hear from people and hear, whether it's a concern or whether it's an idea, whether it's a solution, there's a lot of things that I wouldn't know if nobody had told me, certain things. And so it's been great learning experience being able to talk with a lot of different members throughout the community and hear feedback and hear solutions. And that's something that I'm committed to doing going forward as mayor. I've been on several radio shows in the past couple months, and that's something that I want to continue to do as mayor. Whether it's a different one each month, whether it's a different one each quarter, whatever the schedule allows. But that's something I want to continue to do. And then we do what's called a church and community, where our CROW officers, the community resource officers within the police department, meet at different churches once a quarter, the last Friday of each quarter, and kind of give an update of what's going on in the community. And I think that's a component that we can expand as well, whether it's at the beginning of it or at the end, where we have a mayor component, just for 10 minutes, whatever it may be, of here's, certain projects going on from the city perspective, whether it's in a certain neighborhood or whether it's in a certain side of town, geared towards whatever church we're meeting at that quarter. But have an opportunity where the mayor's up there, talking as well, answering questions and adding to that transparency component. So that's a little bit about my campaign. I'd be glad to answer any specific questions. If y'all have a specific question about my campaign or a specific question about the city, I'd be glad to answer any questions. Councilman Childs is here to fact check me.
I have questions.
Sure.
So one of the questions...
Is it related to the county?
Probably related in a way. So currently, I guess my three questions would be one with mayor, currently the mayor, what we had Warren. He was really good about focusing on all the community and everything. So how do you think your time as mayor would be different, or what would you do differently in that aspect of it?
Sure. So I've learned a lot from Mayor Warren. I'm glad to have his endorsement. I think that speaks to what he sees in me, not just character-wise, but my platform and my visions for the city, kind of continuing the legacy that he has started. And so that's something I want to build upon. And it goes back to being, whether it's on different radio shows, being involved in different churches throughout the community, but being present and being accountable, where people can approach me and ask me questions. People can call me and ask me questions. I think Mayor Warren has done a great job of that, of being very accessible to everybody, and that's something that I want to build upon.
Right. As far as our community, what would you do different for the Hispanic community, or what would do you have any plans? Reaching out? Like
on a specific project, or just being accountable and being visible? I think it's showing up to as many things as possible, being present. Anytime that I'm invited to be somewhere, obviously the more places I could be, I'll be glad to be there as often as my schedule allows. Kind of like yesterday, with the Ruby's grand opening down south. I hated that I missed the beginning of it because I had two other things already planned. But it was one of those things where I was able to shift some things around for the late afternoon and was able to get down there and spend some time down there. So it's definitely making it a priority of being present as much as possible. And for me, my job allows me to do that, since I'm a solo practitioner, really just one law partner, and I'm my own boss. I can control my schedule, where I do a lot of work early in the morning. I wake up at 5 a.m. and get some work done, and then after the kids go to bed, I get work done. My wife, the law firm that she works at, they have a lot of clients in Asia, and so their time schedules kind of correlate with some of the stuff they do on their time period. So she's up late working a lot of nights. And so it works if schedule-wise, where if she's up working, like, well, I'll get some work done as well. So I'm able to do work, beginning of the day, end of day, and city stuff in the middle, which allows me to be present as much as possible.
So immigration, you already mentioned that. So what can you, what's your stance there as far as the city and how the PD would run or anything changing towards that?
Sure. So specifically related to 287G. So my stance on that is what the city is not going to do what the county did. Mayor Warren agrees with that. I have maintained that stance since day one. You and I spoke about that very early on in my campaign. And that's something that I'm committed to upholding. That's not going to change. I've talked to Chief Toller about that. He's on the same page. He doesn't want that to change either. So as long as I'm the mayor, that will be the stance for the city going forward.
Yep. And the last one.
Sure.
So HEB,
Hey, good luck, Imari.
Thank you.
Yep.
What is your point of view on HEB?
I like HEB. As I mentioned, Councilman Childs and I went to Baylor, and those are the only types of grocery stores in Waco.
Yeah.
They had different names for each different HEB. That's kind of creative, but I don't have anything against HEB. From a city perspective, we can't dictate whether a business comes into Tyler or stays out of Tyler.
Right.
I'm a proponent of economic development. And I want to spur economic development. And there's different tools that we have in our tool belts of, take Bass Pro Shop as an example, and take the hotel that will be downtown as an example. We're able to do certain things with certain tax incentives, whether it's a property tax, whether it's a sales tax, or whether it's the hotel tax, or whether it's the alcohol tax. There's certain things that we can do if businesses are interested in coming to town. I hear people say, well, Brookshires and HEB have an agreement, so they won't ever come here. I don't know if that's true or not. But if HEB were interested in coming to town, that's not something that council would prohibit.
Right.
But we wouldn't have a vote for or against it. Because a business could come into town on their own free will. Obviously, if there's a planning and zoning aspect of it, that's what we would vote on. If there's a zone change requirement or any kind of permit that they would need, whether it's to sell beer or wine, something like that, that's what we would vote on. Okay. But we don't vote on allowing them to come to town or not allowing them to come to town.
That's one of the community's misconceptions. So
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
They're not allowed.
Yeah. No. Council has not put anything in place that says no HEB or no Kroger's or no Albertsons. No, there's nothing like that. We used to. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm done.
Yes, ma'am, Eric.
So I feel that trust within our Hispanic community and government it's been broken. Mm-hmm. The trust there is just, we kind of feel like outsiders now. We don't feel like we have a lot of people supporting,
Sure.
that they love Tyler, they're here for Tyler, but feel that, hey, we do all this, but then at the end, we're still minorities, we're going to be seen a certain way. What can we do, or what can the city do to build that relationship again, so that we can,
Sure.
our people can wander, go wander the streets comfortably again and all that. And I know it probably takes some time, but
I think it's that communication piece, and so it's from both sides. I tell people problems fester when nobody talks about them, and so if we have an open communication piece, and that helps with that church and community once a quarter deal that we can expand on, where if we're having meaningful conversations and talking about issues and also talking about solutions at the same time, then there aren't as many problems. There aren't as many issues because we are able to sit down and have a conversation. That doesn't mean you and I are going to agree on everything 100%, but that doesn't mean we can't sit down and talk about it and hopefully come to a solution or a resolution if there is an issue. And so it goes back to that, maintaining that transparency aspect, maintaining that accountability aspect, and being present so we can have conversations. And I tell people this, more so of why your vote counts, and I can, I'll talk about that here in a little bit. But you can't call somebody in D.C., you can't call somebody in Austin, really, but you could call your mayor, you could call your city council person. We're right here with you, and so being able to have that communication piece
And that means a lot.
goes a long ways.
Because a lot of them think, and we have a lot that they probably won't voice, their feelings. So we feel like we are that voice for that population that probably
Correct.
is not able to come and share, hey, this is how we feel, we want to fix this, but they
Yeah.
can't. So we want to be able to obviously be a bridge to help.
Correct.
And be there
Correct.
for our people.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and just if you do become mayor, maybe more communication.
When I become
Okay,
mayor.
when.
Come on, Esmeralda.
Communication portion of like the community and like the misconceptions with just PDs and all that. I think
Right.
it needs to be kind of worked on a little bit more in the city because I think that fear's still out there.
Oh,
Like,
Correct.
absolutely, for sure.
Correct.
For sure.
And that kind of stems from the national level, where on the city level, we don't have a lot of involvement with that, but most people don't separate the two.
Right.
They just see it as a governmental
Yeah.
entity
And there hasn't been
and
much
associate it with the
communication
same.
out there to say, okay, we're not participating in this, like, come
Right.
to us kind of thing. I feel like
Right.
there needs to be a little bit more.
Okay.
And I feel you reaching out, I will say, Mr. Haney, like that means a lot.
Good.
I mean, you wanting to listen about our concerns, our people. Obviously, there's probably others that would have loved to have been here to.
Sure. But that's
Yeah,
that's why we're doing it on
absolutely, and that's great.
live, which is great.
That it does matter, and that
Mm-hmm.
it's important to us to know that what we think, how we feel, matters to you. And
Correct.
That's something that's
Yeah.
respected, and so
Yeah.
that means a lot.
And for those people watching, it's not like any of these questions are staged. I have no idea you're going to ask 4 questions in a row. I don't have anybody playing it in the audience. No, Chima, do you have a question?
Yes, probably Erica Dorado can help me with this. Okay, I've been living in Tyler since 1993, okay?
Okay.
It's been a great city for me and my family. But I think we need a Hispanic community. We need a association to help us when we try to structure a new business for the new entrepreneurs. So I have a lot of people come to me because they think I have a lot of experience. I do have a lot of experience, but I say I'm not a professional. So you need to seek him for professional help. The problem is, let me put an example. We got a lot of entrepreneurs that have a dreams. They want to build something. They want to get a loan. But just to put a business plan together, they don't know how to do it.
Right.
We don't know how to do it. I mean, I don't know how to do it. So I know it's Hispanic Business Alliance, but I don't know what they're doing for us. I don't know if I wish can be a fund, and I'm willing to donate maybe $500,000 a month to have an office to where any Hispanic entrepreneur come to the office, hey, I want to put a restaurant, and I need seeking for a loan. Yeah, I need seeking for a loan.
Yeah.
Well, as you know, if you were seeking for a loan, you have to come up with a business plan. There's a lot of paperwork involved. A lot of paperwork involved. And sometimes, and we don't, I mean, I think everybody will agree with that. We hate paperwork. We hate paperwork.
I like it.
So, I mean, I never try to find out if the city give a fund for that. I know it's the Hispanic, is it Centro Hispano? Yeah, I don't know where they get the funds.
Yeah.
Sometimes I donate, I just tell them to don't say my name, because
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Well, I know the city's involved with the Hispanic Business Alliance.
Right.
And then I know, private individuals, not the city itself, but people affiliated with the city, are also involved with HPAT. And I know the city participates in that with presenters. And so that's an organization that I know could come alongside
Right.
entrepreneurs.
I do want to say, I think, and I don't want to speak for Chima or anything,
Yeah.
but my interpretation of this is just maybe as if you, like when you become mayor, look into where you're donating your money to, because if you're hearing from the community saying, hey, we need these resources, we go to these people that have the association and are not helping, then maybe you need to kind of reconsider or look at where your donations are going to.
Okay.
And maybe, figure out what's happening, because the community's saying they're not getting an advocacy center.
Sure.
And they're supposed to be one.
Okay.
And like I say, a while ago, there was another gentleman named Price. He helped me to put a business plan together, right? For this business that I tried to put it together. He helped me, but at the end of the day, he always billed me like big bills. But that's, we're talking about growth. We're talking about growth, collecting more taxes for the city. I think it's a huge opportunity on that.
Okay.
It's a huge opportunity to where we have an office and there's gonna be somebody up there to take us. And I think it can be a lot volunteers, like Erica.
Absolutely.
Can be a volunteer. Like I do have a lot of Hispanics come out with the real estate problems, like where they buy a real estate, they don't get a title policy, they just want to
Get a warranty.
Yeah. So we really need help on that because we don't have notification. We don't have notification. Sometimes we don't understand some words.
Right.
Yeah, legal prospect. So we really need help in that. And I bet you it's going to be a lot of voluntaries.
Yeah, that would,
Maybe we have a bunker.
Save your money, don't.
That's good.
Yeah, because I do have about 3 people come to me. Hey, Jim, I want to do this. What else I need to stop?
They need the resources of the.
Right. And first one told me, you need a loan.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you need a business plan.
You need somebody that likes to do paperwork.
Yes. Yes. You need a lease, and they're like, okay, what I'm seeking, and sometimes they don't have the money, as you know, when you start a business, you need some soft money first to prepare the paperwork, prepare the package to take to the bank, and some entrepreneurs, they have an idea, but they don't have the resource to put that package together and or to get a small business. I mean, structure loan or anything like that. We really need help on that.
Okay,
so
that's good to know.
You're gonna be our manager.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, no pressure. Yeah.
we're really good on that. And
Okay.
I think we allow in the community. I can probably go and speak and say, okay, vamos a ponerle ganas. Let's work hard and all that. But as far as Erica and Esmeralda and some of these went to school and they can help the community. Gives us a lot of opportunity out there.
Yeah.
And we're here to help, that's
That's
the
good to
beauty of our
know.
community, that we do come together and we try to help those that need the help, with no compensation, and we're completely okay with that, because obviously we all needed that help. And so, we'll definitely chat about that. And see
I think it's an opportunity, and then there's gonna be a lot more jobs creating and taxes for the city.
Okay. Thank you, Jamie. Yeah. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, Jim.
So Nathan, you have anything to say?
Not right now.
Anyone else?
Clint, you have anything?
I'm taking my notes.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you know about any data centers that are trying to come into East Texas? We have a lot of land for sale.
So I don't know of any specific. I know there might be one, and I don't even know if it's a data center. I think just the name of the company is Data Center on West Irwin, across from the bread company. And so I don't know. I don't think it's an actual data center. I think it's somebody that wants to do crypto mining. And so I don't think when you hear a traditional data center of a company using a bunch of water, using a bunch of energy, I don't know if that's what it is. I haven't looked into it in depth yet, just because It will be on planning and zoning's agenda, I think, next month. And so I haven't looked into it fully yet, just because it's not before us yet. How we kind of operate as a council is whoever district that it's in, they take the lead on the project. And so since that one is in District 2, Councilwoman Hawkins is fielding most of those questions and looking into that issue more. So I don't know a lot of details on that one. As far as other places in East Texas, the city council doesn't get involved with anything outside the city limits. So if TEDC is working on a project, I don't know. Do you know?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I was gonna say what you, I saw that it's coming up in July,
Yeah.
but I haven't opened it.
And I know the name, like their LLC name that they filed with the Secretary of State has data center in it. It's like Tyler Data Center or something like that. I'm like, that's a weird name, because you're already, putting people on the defensive with the name of your entity. They probably should have thought about that a little more. Because if it's a traditional data center, the building that they are going to lease it's not big enough for what we consider as a data center. So I don't know really what they're going to be doing. Mm-hmm. Somebody had their hand up in the back. Nathan.
It's more like, I don't know if the city did this in the past, but as far as I've been building homes, like the city doesn't really help on like building incentives, especially like on the north side, because that's where I build a lot of our homes to sell. As far as like, I've heard like cities around Tyler, like Longview, Jacksonville give incentives like on taps, like the water taps, the meter, stuff like that. I don't know if you've ever thought about that.
So somebody asked me about that just 2 days ago and it was more along the lines of some building permits and waiving some fees on the permit issues, not so much on the sewer taps or the water tap issues, but that is a piece that could be in conjunction with it too. Because the goal from a city's perspective is how can we add rooftops to North Tyler? Right. And my position is when you add more rooftops to North Tyler, the business development then follows it. Because a lot of people say, well, how can we spur development, business development in North Tyler? I think you have to have the rooftops first. When you have the rooftops there and the people there, then the business can follow. And so that's a good thing to be able to look into. There are things that we are doing to add rooftops. Three council meetings ago, it was either 3 or 4. We did kind of what the next phase of what Hidden Palace did right there behind Fire Station number 1 off of Gentry. And we just finalized the purchase of 17 acres where we'll now be able to build 30 to 35 additional homes geared towards low-income families. And then Councilwoman Hawkins and Councilwoman Marsh and I are working on a project that would be a senior living low-income facility near Glass Rec Center that would add rooftops to North Tyler as well. Okay. So that's a very good point. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
No one's asking, but traffic.
Traffic?
It's always
yes, that is always traffic. That's right.
We're always trying to grow our city and trying to bring more businesses, but
absolutely.
How do we control traffic from
So
I know you guys.
Traffic is, I tell people, yes, it's an issue. Nobody wants to be stuck in traffic, but at least we have traffic.
Correct.
That means people are shopping here, people are eating here, people are coming to visit here, people are seeking health care here. And so it's a good issue to have, because I would hate for it to be the opposite.
Oh, for sure.
With nobody, buying houses here, nobody needing our services, nobody needing to spend money here to generate sales tax revenue. So it's a good question that we have to look into. For the past 5 years, we've been retiming all of our lights, and that's a program that we are continuing to do. So it's not just we retime a light and then we're done and we never look at that light again, because obviously traffic patterns continuously change, especially right now in the summertime where you don't have school traffic. That traffic pattern is completely different than what a September or a April traffic pattern may look like. And so we're constantly looking at our traffic lights to make sure that traffic flow is maximized wait time is reduced as much as possible to provide efficiency and lower emissions. And there was an actual number of how many hours it saved average drivers per day, and I can't remember the exact number, but it was a significant amount that I was like, that's impressive over the past 5 years of all the light retiming. So that's something we will continue to do. And then we're also doing a South Tyler mobility study looking at Broadway of, okay, how can we alleviate traffic on South Broadway? You know, everybody knows, especially during the holiday time, from the mall south, it's a standstill. So how can we move some of that north-south traffic off of Broadway to a different north-south corridor? And so I think we need one east of Broadway. I think we need one west of Broadway. If we have one west of Broadway, then people on the west side of town, whether north or south, can then come into that Walmart Target area without having to get on Broadway. And then on the east side, extending something like Copeland all the way down to either Cumberland or even south of that down to Bass Pro Way, where you can move some of that traffic east, whether it be on Cumberland or whether it be on Loop 49, to get over to a Copeland extension or to get over to Biloxi. TxDOT's currently in the process of widening and enhancing Biloxi, and so to utilize that as a north-south corridor more would be beneficial.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yep.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
It might be a little bit random, but it come up to my head. There's a road where I work with one of my customers, and she runs a lot of houses in that road. And the road is really messy.
Okay.
It's by the 155 Cascade Road. It's not a Cascade, it's Cascade Road.
Okay.
And I'm just wondering, like, how can she get help, like, fixing that road? Because
Sure.
she do it auto package. Like, she has so many tenants in the neighborhood that she pays out of pocket to fix the road. But every time it rains, the road comes back to be messy.
Sure. So if it's a city road, I would suggest two different ways. One, contact the council person directly for that district, and then they'll be able to get with streets department, engineering, and get that on the list for, you know, either a pothole fix or put it on the half-cent sales tax list for an overlay project or a crack seal project to redo the road. Or if the road is in such bad shape, put it on the list for a completely reconstruct of that road. So that's one way to do it. There's also a app, the Tyler, Texas app, which is a great app to have. And you could take a picture in the app of a pothole or of an issue with a road, and it sends the picture directly to the streets department. So they automatically have it, and they have a work order generated from that photo and description that you put in about the issue on that road, and it goes into their queue of when they need to fix it.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll show it to you.
Same thing for streetlights as well.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. So there is, it's just the City of Tyler logo. Oh, it's not pulling up. And then the other beneficial app that we have a trash app as well. And that one's called Tyler Trash. Because a lot of people don't know what days, you know, are my trash cans picked up, whether it's recycling or regular trash, especially after a holiday. And that app gives you every trash pickup for the days of the week. Yep.
Thank you so
Here,
much.
there it is right there.
Is that specifically for in the city?
In the city, yes.
Only in the city. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, the top left one. Yep. Yep.
And it might be
Yep.
a county
Yep.
owned or just private property too, so we have to look at all that.
Yeah.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that app is it does really well. Mm-hmm. Yep. On the streetlights, the app sends a notification to Encore, and Encore comes and fixes the light. So it's not city responsibility to fix the lights, but it sends a direct notification to Encore. Yeah.
It's usually pretty quick.
It is.
Because Encore, you don't think of as
No.
on the spot, but
Yeah.
they go pretty quick.
Yep.
Just try calling Encore.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So those would be the two recommendations that I have: either contact your council person directly, email or phone call, or go through the app.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So when I was trying to connect with Dawn to come and speak at the leadership summit we had this year, I came to his coffee with the mayor mornings, and to me that was really easy versus having to go through his assistant and all that.
Yeah.
And I know we have our city council representatives that they represent us. So how would you be available to us personally if we just wanted to directly visit with you?
Sure. So my contact information's on the website, so you could call me, email me.
You're okay with us texting you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I know email is the traditional route, but I truly appreciated the fact that Dawn was just willing to sit there and visit with me over coffee one morning.
Yeah.
So.
You can text me. We can set up a coffee. Yep. Anybody is welcome to text me and reach out to me. Yep. You're welcome.
Awesome. That's great.
Yep.
We've gotten so far away from
Correct.
being personal.
Correct. Yeah.
Any more questions?
Any more questions? All right. I'll leave you all with. Do what?
You like soccer?
So today's the first match. Yeah. I don't have any tickets to the match Sunday in Dallas, but I will be watching it in all my spare time that I have right now. Yeah. All right. So since there are any other questions, I will leave y'all with this. So Saturday is the last day to vote. Saturday is election day. It's crucial to get out and vote. Polls are open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. We've actually had a higher turnout of early voting in the runoff than we did in early voting of the May election. So that's a good sign. Yeah, that means we're contacting more people, getting more people out to vote, stressing the importance of getting out to vote. Hopefully, the majority of those are, supporters of mine. There's just, no way of knowing. But it's important to get out and vote. And it goes back to what I was saying earlier. You can't pick up the phone and call the White House and expect to get the president on the phone. You can't pick up the phone and call the governor's mansion and expect to get the governor on the phone. But you can pick up your phone and call the mayor. You can text the mayor. You can pick up your phone and call your city council representative, because we're right here in the community with you all. We're raising our families here. We're working alongside you all. Our kids go to school here, just like your kids go to school here. And the decisions that we make not only affect you all, but they affect me and my families too. And so why not exercise your right to vote for those that are making the decisions right here alongside you in the community? And so it's super important to get out and vote. And in a race that doesn't have a high turnout, it's not like it's a November presidential election that has, even that's still a low turnout, but higher than what we have here. When people say, well, I'm just one vote, I'm just one person, your vote really does make a difference. Your vote really does matter. So please exercise your right to vote, get out there, make your voice heard. It goes back to that communication piece and accountability piece. I'm here for the entirety of our community. I'm not backed by a special interest group. I'm not backed by, one subset of the population. I'm not backed by one group of developers. I truly have, the business community, non-business community, everyday citizens, doctors, lawyers, truly everybody in the community as supporters of mine. And that's a testament to, I'm here for the entirety of our community. Because our community is only as good as we are able to make it for everybody. So I encourage you all, please get out and vote. There are either 11 or 12 different polling locations Saturday. So if you say, well, there's not one by my house, that's not true. Let's see, we have Bell Elementary School, Clarkston Elementary School, Glass Rec Center, Heritage Building, the Hub, again, Jones Boshears Elementary, Lanes Chapel Church, Pollard Church, Three Lakes Middle School, Fire Station Number 1, which is on Gentry, and then the Tyler Senior Center. So if you say there's not a polling location near me, that's not true. We have a bunch of them. Yes, ma'am.
I have a question.
Sure.
I told somebody I was coming and they asked me to ask.
Okay.
About lights at the skate park at Faulkner.
Yeah, so that's on the master plan list for parks. It just depends on funding and timing, but that is something that I think is part of that master plan for parks.
Is there a time frame?
There's no time frame. There are 3 other parks that we will address this year that are like Golden Road Park is one of them, updating the fencing there, the bleachers, adding some shade cover in the restrooms. And then I think after Golden Road Park is Griffin Park. And I can't remember what the third one is. And those are the plans for this year. I will say this, the quality of life aspect, depending on who the mayor is, will either continue to address quality of life projects, especially our park system, or if it's somebody else as mayor, none of those projects will be addressed. And so that's, I think quality of life is hugely important to helping attract new businesses.
I know there's a couple of cities that are around here that have really good splash
Mhm.
pads, and I'm like, we need some more
Yeah.
splash pads for things.
Yeah, that's exactly. When you talk to Scott Martinez and you ask him, when new businesses are looking at Tyler, what questions are they asking you? Because from a city perspective, we need to be aware of what other entities are interested in or looking at, and not a single one says, "I want to know what your property tax rate is. I want to make sure you have the lowest property tax rate, or I'm not bringing my business here." The 2 questions they ask are, how are your school systems? And then what is there to do for my employers' families? Because if there's nothing for them to do here, how can I convince the employee to move here if their families aren't going to be able to do anything? So they ask what's there to do for my employees' families, or how good are your school systems? Because that's what attracts new people to town. So that quality of life component's huge.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
The master plan about the lights, is that the same thing that the fundraisers that I've seen on social media?
No, and I haven't seen that, so I'm not sure what that may be. But we did a master plan for our parks, and so there's a whole master plan of all of our parks of when we address each park and what we want to do at each park for a fundraiser.
There's a campaign.
I don't know.
Right.
Okay.
Are you willing to put them in if you got the money for it? Would that be priority for you for that park?
If somebody wanted to pay for it, sure, that's great. Yeah. I'm not going to turn that down. So a perfect example, the tennis courts out at Faulkner Park were needing to be redone. And there's a group out there that has their own league and kind of run the courts out there. And they approached the city and said, can the city resurface the tennis courts? So we're like, wish we could just do that right now, but I'll tell you what, if y'all raise half the money, we'll match the other half. And they did, and so they spearheaded that project. So absolutely, if there's a private group that wants to spearhead and raise money for a certain project, and then have the city come alongside, and whether it's fill in a gap or do a match, that is definitely something we would take a look at.
Who was the person that is in charge of that? You said we could talk directly about the plan.
The Parks Department, Leanne Robinette is the director of Parks. So you could talk with her. Candace is also involved in that aspect. And I don't know who else would be, but it would be one of them. For sure, Leanne, since she's the director, but probably Candace as well. And their contact information is on the City of Tyler's website under the Parks Department. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, well, thank you all for having me. Erica, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Sorry, I can't. We did great.
Thank you, Elva. Appreciate it. Okay, that sounds good. Yeah. Okay, Erica, thank you very much.
So much.
Good. Thank you.
We'll talk to you.
Okay.
Because when you win
Yes.
Saturday, like
Yes.
what Chairman was talking about.
Yeah. That'd be good to know.
Next event unforgettable with Ruby's Mexican Restaurant Catering. Our fully staffed food truck brings the flavor to you, serving our famous doblados or any meal you choose. We offer a complete catering lineup perfect for corporate events, weddings, and holiday parties. Book today at events@rubysfoodtruck.com or call 903-871-7829, option 0. Ruby's, authentic flavor, catering.
Cuando tu familia más te necesita, no deberías tener que preocuparte por nada más. En United Funeral Home caminamos contigo en cada paso del camino. Paquetes completos desde $6,800, cremación directa desde $785, video memorial incluido, personal bilingüe, aceptamos todas las pólizas de seguro. United Funeral Home, la dignidad que tu familia se merece.